Alright, so it's July 3rd. A little bit late in the evening. I just got the day job, coming out to work tomorrow. And this would be all of the corn that was harvested. All the stalks were harvested a few weeks back. I've had to leave them out here a little bit longer than anticipated because they've been rained on a time or two, and I didn't want to take a chance on them developing any mildew. But as you can see, the whole way this works, you notice the bottoms of the stalks are actually just a little bit shy of the dirt. Toss that one down. So all this is just a couple of pieces of conduit welded together in a cruciform, and when you drive them into the dirt, you leave this up a little bit, just a good enough distance that you want this distance from here to the ground to be a little bit greater than the distance where the corn stalks are bound. That way when you slide them down over the top, the binding catches right in this area, and it keeps them from sliding all the way down and touching the ground. So long as they don't touch the ground, you reduce the chances of mold and mildew with the stalks, and they can dry much more efficiently because air is allowed to actually come up and under them, and they dry much quicker than the old-fashioned way, which was to simply bind the stalks and then stack them out on the ground with the bottom splayed out, supporting the stalks. This way the pole supports the stalks, and you don't have to worry about them blowing over, and also you don't have to worry about any kind of rot issues. Anyway, we're going to move on along here because it appears we may have a storm moving in, and I need to get all of this stuff squared away and in the barn pretty quickly. This will actually be forage for the rabbits for several months after this, probably for 3/4 of the year. Now, zooming on over here, this would be the little experiment that we've got going on with the watermelons. As you can see, a few of these I wasn't able to get them in time, and they're just growing right on top of the wire. But I do have some down below the wire here, as we can see. They're just sitting in the barrel planters. In a few days, I'm going to try to get a few little picket panels put in. Just going to take some basic fence pickets and fix them together with some in a board and batten fashion, and make some little tabletops to fit in under here just on top of the barrels, and that will give a nice little support area for those melons, and that will also keep them off of the dirt down in the barrels, so we don't have to worry about any kind of premature rotting on the bottom of it. But also it'll make a nice easy place to collect them from, plenty of room to grow, and it'll allow them to mature out beneath this nice canopy of leaves. It might take them a little longer to ripen, but it will prevent them from becoming sunburned. Now over here, I definitely need to get at some of this grass, although the grass is just around the barrels. It's not actually inside much of the barrels. There's still a little bit here and there that needs to be cleaned, but for the most part, most of this grass is growing around the barrels, so it's not sapping away from any of the plants. Now, as you can see, I do have a few pumpkins in here. I ran short of some of the different watermelon seeds I wanted to plant. I had several that didn't come up, so I thought I might as well use some of these barrels for something else. And I've not had good luck with pumpkins in the past because it takes so long for them to grow off and mature out that oftentimes it gets hot and dry far too early in the season, and the vines just perish before they're able to yield any kind of decent amount of pumpkin. So we're going to try this. Now, we can actually see here the general idea. This melon's going right along with plan here. So it's just dropped down in here, and as it grows, we can actually pull the vine in a little bit, which I'm going to need to pop a few of these off, and we can actually buy a little bit more room that way. Break a few tendrils, and then that'll lower it down a little further in, and then once we have the little tabletops, the little picket tops, that will allow that enough support, and that melon is probably going to get somewhere around 20 pounds, so it'll have more than enough support in there because it's only about a little over a 1 foot distance between the barrel and the wire. And honestly, as these vines begin to grow, they're going to put a lot of weight on the wire, and they'll actually draw it down some. And as we can see, I've got a kitten in here helping out, doing his best to see what needs to be done. Anyway, that's all we have for now. As I say, it looks like we've got a little bit of rain moving in, so I'm going to need to get to work pretty quickly. Which actually, while we're at it, while I'm still visiting, one more moment. We have eggplants here that are starting to definitely produce. And this would be some of my hybrid cucumbers, which that's a massive cucumber, but this is still perfectly crisp. That's the beauty of this type of cucumber that I've developed. They'll get some pretty good size on them, much larger than many of them that you'll buy in the store, but they're still good and crisp. They have a lot of vitamins, and the plants themselves are quite tolerant to the Texas heat. Now we just have a few more eggplants. Got some squash growing in here. The squash do well with this whole barrel planting method. We've got a little bit of, we have a little bit of zucchini in here, which honestly that should have been picked days ago. I didn't realize it's come as far as it has. Then walking further on over, we have got some Lebanese squash over here. These plants do really well. The same as with those Indian and Pakistani cucumbers. The Texas weather doesn't bother them. This is a new experiment. I'm using the same barrels, only I've got some okra planted in here, and we'll see just how many I can grow off in one barrel. I've got 3 barrels set up. And then we've got some more silverline melons growing in here. They're just a little dessert melon. They taste kind of like a cross between a pear and a cantaloupe. Anyway, and there's a lot of those all through these vines, and they're mixing in with some of the eggplants here. Looks like we've got some eggplant growing, got a little bit of grass growing as well, and that's about it for now. So hate to rush off, but there's a lot of work to be done here and a short time to do it in. So hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Hope everybody has a safe and wonderful 4th of July tomorrow, and just keep on enjoying life and moving forward, and we'll all try to do the same, and maybe we can make this world a better place one day at a time. You have a great day.